So I hear we dodged the second apocalypse. I didn't know there could be two apocalypse. There's no plural for apocalypse because there's only one. Is it apocalypses?
Apocalypse-I.
So today, people love comparison videos. Blackwater and Whitewater. Who's gonna win? That Whitewater is Rapids. Whitewater Rapids right there. Look how unprofessional I'm being right now.
Here, use my iPad smart cover.
Are you using an iPad over there? You just told everybody that you've got an iPad.
Oh god, let's edit that part out.
Comments. Alright.
My Surface is dead.
Oh my goodness, if we got a show for you today. I'm in a very, like, regular TV show type mood. Because I hate television. Why am I doing this? Let's go ahead and get started with our meta segment. We made the video, AMD versus Intel, of course, and everyone went freaking crazy about it, and everyone hates our methods, and that's okay. You guys are allowed to have your own opinions. And, you know, there's been lots of articles on Reddit, and even 4chan went crazy. But one dude, I'm going to put a link to his video, but I'm not going to bring his video up, because it's ridiculous, and I don't want to give him too much airtime. But one dude made a video response, and I wanted to give you a personal thanks. So, you know, what's this guy's name? I don't even know what his name is. Whatever. But he's got a hype man in the background, and I think the hype man is really cool, because that's really what sets our videos apart, sir. You guys have an agenda. We don't have an agenda. Let me just put that out there. We have no agenda. We do not care. When we test systems, we don't care who wins. So I want to thank you guys for insulting my character, and I want to thank you guys for insulting us here at Tech Syndicate, and I want to thank you guys for what you're doing for us, because you're turning a lot of people onto us who normally wouldn't know about us. People on 4chan, people who, I don't know, browse whatever you guys are doing. So I want to thank you guys for turning a lot of people onto us. Guys, please don't be too harsh on them. And have some fun.
But we'll let you in on a little secret. We didn't change the graphic settings between platforms.
Yeah.
They're the same.
And you know what? We retested everything just for you guys with the 670 and a bunch of other things. And we'll have that video out in like a day or two. It's pretty much finished. And you know what? We use the same hard drive and the same RAM, so everyone could shut up. And guess what? The test results are...
That's for us to know and you to find out.
Blackwater, shall we? Also, we've got Zweihanders going crazy. Thank you guys again for that. So today I'm drinking black water. This is a clear bottle, and it's water. I'll never go back. Whatever. So, what else is going on? We've got t-shirts and stuff. I'm going to skip all this. Oh, yeah, we have an IRC channel now. It is techsyndicate.com/chat. If you guys want to get your chat on, it's better than a barber shop. So, head on in there. We'll help out with anything we can. And if you just want to hang out, then we can do that too. And the hits are way up, so thank you guys a lot for that. Hits are up, revenue's down. That's just the way it goes. It's January. Revenue always goes down in January. People are afraid to buy ads. And this show is brought to you by Black. They are paying for everything that we've said, and they've actually written the script today. So all this content today is just rubbish. But hey, we're making money. We don't care. Living the American dream. Money in our ears. Pizza, beer, and hookers. Pizza?
Tonight's episode of The Tech brought to you by Blackwater.
This sounds like a scandal. I could.
Are they going to send in the Marines?
So this just in from May 2012. You can get brass knuckles for your iPhone and put it to good use.
There's actually quite a lot of people making brass knuckles for iPhones. Not just out of brass. You can also get titanium, apparently. Titanium for that thug hipster on the go.
Thipster?
Hipster.
Or is it a hug? It depends on how cuddly they are. They're either thipsters or hugs.
H-U-G-G.
Is this bad? So Microsoft Security Essentials has failed the antivirus certification test by the AV Test Institute.
Not once, but twice.
Yeah, and this is bad because the average was 92%, and they scored a 71%.
Ooh.
And this is also something that's pretty much packaged with Windows these days. They just shove it down your throat. I mean, it's not packaged with Windows, but they do shove it down your throat.
It is actually with Windows 8.
It is?
Yeah.
Well, so yeah. So with Windows 8, you're getting an AAV that does not work. Oh, man.
They are demanding a recount, though, and they're saying that the test methodology is flawed or whatever.
Now, they would say that, wouldn't they?
But judging by the number of people that have security essentials on Windows 7 and 8 that have been afflicted by the new Java vulnerability, I'd say it's probably not very good.
I would agree with that. Have you heard of the Facebook graph business?
Oh, yeah, where you can search things.
Yeah, it's like a Facebook internal search. And really what's going on with the Facebook graph here is it's going to be a marketing tool. And you guys are the products. We've said this a million times. I'm not going to go into this article very much. I just want to reinforce my statement that you guys are the product. And the other thing that's interesting is a couple weeks before they announced the graph, which is going to be a great marketing tool for them, they removed your ability to remove yourself from searches.
Now, I don't really care about Facebook enough to play with this, but it sounds like that you can search for things to troll your friends so they can see what you searched for.
That's one thing that's interesting. The other thing that's interesting is if you've deleted something from your timeline, it may still appear in search results. So if there's things you're trying to hide, they're not going to be exactly hidden. They're still in the database.
Every time Facebook updates something, they make it easy to see who unfriended you when. That always leads to interesting things.
Oh, I love drama on Facebook. So what I wanted to do right now is take 2 seconds to explain why we are on Facebook.
Oh, yeah, we always get that comment. It's like, you guys mentioned Facebook, but you're on Facebook.
So let's tell you why we're on Facebook. One,
Spacebook?
Spacebook.
That's what you said.
Why are we on Facebook? Yes. Why are we on Facebook? Okay, first off, we're spreading our content to a lot of people. There's a lot of people on Facebook. That's the basic reason. And we like to give away stuff. And I don't like to give away things on Facebook, but here's the deal. Vendors, if you say do a giveaway, they're like, how are you going to do a giveaway? On your website? And they're like, maybe I won't give you anything. But if you tell like a vendor, like someone that has a product, you're like, hey, we're going to give something away. They're like, can we do it on Facebook? Because they want to harvest your data. So that's what we're really doing on Facebook. We're harvesting your data and your identity for the Dark Lord.
It's the fastest, easiest way for us, really.
Yeah. And if I tell a marketing person that 100 million people show up on our website every month, they're like, that's pretty cool. How many followers do you have on Facebook? Oh, 15,000? Maybe we'll do something with you guys. So it's kind of ridiculous.
They want to make sure they're real people.
Yeah.
Because Facebook does a good job of that, making you give them your mobile number and...
So let's just move on from that. But yeah, we're basically abusing you guys and doing it all for the Dark Lord. Hey, at least we don't pretend that Facebook is for something else. Facebook is for our community growth. No, our website and the YouTube videos and us hanging out in real places, meeting you guys in the real world, that's for community growth. Facebook is for, I don't even know what it's for. But if you guys are a real member, you're watching this video and you're hanging out on the website.
Facebook growth. The first thing I thought of was tumor. It's a growth on Facebook.
If you're crossing the border, you're now going to have to face a lie detector. And the lie detector is sort of a little face in a screen. Let me just scroll down and let you see what this thing is. It's some new technology. Scroll down, you crazy person.
What you're telling me is when I go visit friends in Toronto, I'm going to have to talk to Teddy Ruxpin.
It's, well, it doesn't really look like Teddy Ruxpin, but yeah, essentially you got to talk to Teddy Ruxpin. So here's Teddy Ruxpin coming up here. Where's this guy's face? What do you see? There he is. That's what he looks like. Look at this guy. So he talks to you and he judges what you say to be true or not true. But the thing that really bothered me was the questions, because he asked things like, you have to list your, the last 5 years of your employment history, and then you have to answer yes or no if that's true or not. What happens when you have an artist that shows up there with their crazy shoes and their torn shorts and their flannel shirts and their purple hair?
Well, and you're not really required to answer these questions by law anyway, yet. Not
yet. But if you don't answer them, there's going to be trouble. It's interesting. But, I mean, what about people who don't have the correct answers to these questions? Like, if someone asks me, like, what I've been doing for the last 5 years of my life as far as employment goes, I'll be like, well, this and that and some of that and some of this and who knows? And that's not going to satisfy that machine. That kind of worries me. A lot of these questions are questions that'll be difficult to answer if you're not, a normal, good citizen.
Why did Logan cross the border? Look at the other side. Just see what was there. That's not an acceptable answer. Yeah,
exactly. That's what I was doing, though. I wanted to go over there and there's some mountains over here. I have to go look at them. I was over in Mexico, and I was chased out of, I was climbing around in the Mexican Rockies, and like a whole tribe came out shaking things and chased me away. They were like, oh, and they're shaking things, and I scared the hell out of me. And someone's like, dude, they think you're evil spirits, run. And I was like, thank God you can translate, because I don't even understand what they're saying.
Hello, kind sir. Is this the greeting of your language? Oh, I seem to have been impaled.
Again. Well, guess what city is becoming one of the fastest hubs for tech startups?
Oh, let me guess. Kansas City with their gigabit fiber?
Yeah. This is kind of interesting. one thing that's going on there's a home for hackers, and this is a sort of a deal that is going on with housing, and they've set up an area that is for entrepreneurs. It gives them 3 months to come there and live for free and work on their ideas. Of course, your ideas have to be, have to be screened and whatnot. You can't just show up and be like, I'm going to make a thing. It's got to be screened. But what's interesting is they throw you in a place, you live for free, and you live in a place that supports 3 hackers or 3 programmers. And then there's a 4th room that's just for someone who wants to come and go. Like someone can come and stay for 2 or 3 days and experience the brilliant fast internet. So they can just come and experience it, because you know what's going to happen? They're going to leave, and they're going to tell all their friends about it, and they're going to freak out and try to figure out how to get back to that mecca, to that fountain of internet speed.
I read this and I thought about the first thing that popped in my head was hippie commune from the 60s, except for nerds. It's like, free bandwidth, man.
Yeah, man, we just like lay around in this apartment.
In this haze of bandwidth.
Just bandwidth everywhere. Everybody is all like bandwidth out. Yeah.
And then they, one of them makes a startup worth $10 million.
Yeah, why not? So Netflix came out with this new technology called Open Connect. And what it allows them to do is connect more directly with the cable companies and the content providers to give a more, clear route between the content and your computer at home where you're watching Netflix. And this will allow them to up the quality of the streams. Now, this is only going to work with the ISPs that enable them to use Open Connect. And guess who's not one of those?
Time Warner.
Yeah, and they are freaking out because Time Warner, they've got their old ways, and they're always backwards. But they're upset. And here's what they're saying. They're like, they don't want Open Connect to be offered because their competitors are obviously going to give people Open Connect, and they're going to be able to get the Super HD and 3D videos. They're going to be streaming to the subscribers, but only on those ISPs, and Time Warner doesn't feel like that's fair. But you know what's really funny? If Time Warner had Open Connect, or if Time Warner was streaming Super HD and 3D, guess what they would be doing? Complaining about how it's destroying their bandwidth.
I thought it was really weird that Time Warner was saying that. My impression of Time Warner's complaint is more that Netflix outed them. See, what's not really been in any of the articles is Netflix has a huge amount of data on their existing subscriber base and how that video asset has been. And I seem to remember some articles from a year ago or maybe 2 years ago talking about how Netflix has had chronic problems with the Time Warner network and videos stalling and videos not loading and blah, blah, blah. There was a YouTube thing recently where apparently Time Warner has a YouTube caching content server, and if you change some stuff in your DNS and block it, all of a sudden your YouTube is really fast on Time Warner. Yeah. And it's not really a YouTube issue, and it's not really a Time Warner issue, or maybe it's not a Time Warner issue, but it's not real clear.
Yeah, it could be something that they're doing just to mess with their cache to, I guess, slow down the YouTube traffic because there's so much of it. And that would cut back on a lot of their bandwidth.
This seems like just Time Warner has created this situation for itself one way or the other. As
usual. Mega Upload, shall we talk about it?
Well, it's kind of funny.
A couple days, Mega is going to be launching. You get 50 gigabytes for free with Mega.
Wow.
So, they're saying on January 19th, this button will change the world. It's quite a large button. Well, it's very large, actually. So, Kim.com is doing a very fun, sort of Willy Wonka-esque promotion for this, where there's all these different ice cream tubs, right? And at the bottom of the ice cream tub, there's a golden ticket, if you will, that invites you to the press release at his mansion, and you get to go hang out and, have a party. So everyone's eating ice cream like crazy in New Zealand and getting frozen thing headaches or whatever. They're getting headaches from the ice cream.
Yeah, in the court of public opinion, he's doing really well in New Zealand. All the people really seem to like him.
Yeah, he's like the biggest celebrity over there right now.
You know
who's Peter Jackson? I don't even know.
The court case here in the States has had some really hilarious turns.
Kim.com is becoming my favorite. There's so much comedy around all this stuff. So while people are like, "Oh, you guys talk about so much doom and gloom," this stuff's hilarious in a very sad doom and gloom kind of way.
Yeah, the latest is apparently okay. The Department of Justice is saying that these files are infringing files, and we told them about them, and they never took them down. But then Mega Upload is saying, well, a year earlier, our hosting provider, Carpathia, told us you guys were investigating Ninja Video for these same files and that we shouldn't take them down. So we didn't take them down, and that's why we didn't take them down. And in their rebuttal, argument, the government never actually addresses that. They just say, well, the Department of Justice did not communicate directly with Mega Upload, and those are the facts. And it's like, well, I guess that's technically true, but the Department of Justice told Carpathia to tell Mega Upload to keep the files, and they've got proof of that.
What we need here is a judge that has a very low tolerance for BS. We need Judge Judy on this case, because it'll be like, oh yeah? Well, listen, chicken legs, did you tell anybody to keep those files? Did you tell your dog to keep those files? Did anybody inside your building tell anybody outside of your building to keep those files? That's what's going to happen if Judge Judy was on this case. But the government did, or the Department of Justice did, tell Carpathia to keep those files. And then they're upset with Mega Upload for keeping those files. So it's a bit ridiculous. And when I don't even know how Kim.com's lawyers are going to come back with this. They're going to be like...
Yeah, all he really has is this email from Carpathia saying whatever it says. And one of the comments on Reddit is really funny. And it says, you know, we totally didn't tell him to save the files like he said. All he has is an email from Carpathia saying whatever it says. We didn't write the email. And if Chewbacca lives on Endor, you must convict.
They don't even know he's from Kashyyyk. Well, let's talk about Aaron Swartz, shall we?
Oh, yeah.
This was going to be a Rant 30 segment, but I'm not going to turn it into something that's that light, even though Rant 30s are usually not that light. But you guys didn't know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to turn it into something that's that ridiculous and silly and whatever.
Well, for you guys who don't know, Aaron Swartz was kind of a nerd, and
let's give him the backstory here.
Yeah.
The $2 backstory.
He was kind of a nerd. He had a hand in inventing RSS. He had some cool technology that Reddit bought.
He worked a little bit on Reddit in the beginning.
Yeah,
a little bit.
He's 26. He was 26 years old. Well, he killed himself because he was facing felony charges because he connected to a website that offers academic journals for free for students. And MIT, his school, I guess, had a subscription. And in the terms of service, it says you can download, journals from this, but please don't abuse the system. And he downloaded, 4 million articles from it slowly over a period of time. And they caught him, and they charged him with enough felonies to send him to prison for 50 years. But that was after he wouldn't plea. They were like, take a plea for 6 months in jail, and that's what we'll recommend to the judge. But ultimately, the prosecutor doesn't really have any control over that. It's totally up to the judge.
Well, what's even crazier in this was the JSTOR was the database with all the journals and everything in it, and they decided to drop the charges after a while because really what he did was download more than they would prefer him download.
They don't have any authority to drop the charges, but they told the prosecutor that they
didn't want to pursue it, right?
Yeah, they didn't want to pursue it. But MIT did not take a similar position, and now there's an internal investigation at MIT as well.
Well, the MIT just didn't really say anything one way or the other. I mean, it would have been nice if they spoke up and said they don't want to pursue this either. But even if they said that, we still have to deal with Carmen Ortiz, who seemed like she was doing this. It was really a political thing for her. It was a way for her to put her name in the lights. I mean, she may want to run for governor. In Boston, I think the Boston Globe or the Boston Magazine, they called her the Bostonian of the Year.
The CNET article does a pretty good job of covering all the bases and the inputs and things like that. But what's really disturbing about this case is that he really didn't do anything. Ethically, there's a consideration there. He knew the terms of service said you shouldn't download it, blah, blah, blah. But does that rise to the level of a felony, let alone 13 felonies? I don't think so.
Well, in here they quoted that, or in here they referenced the fact that if he would have stolen a hard drive containing all those articles, like a $100 hard drive, it would have been a misdemeanor.
Yeah, exactly.
And he would have gotten community service and, a slap on the wrist, essentially.
All these federal charges come down to unauthorized use of a computer. And the unauthorization part of it comes from comes from breaking the EULA, the license agreement, or the terms of service from the website. And, that's a really dangerous precedent.
So Lawrence Lessig and Tim Berners-Lee had some things to say. One of those was that our government continued to push as if it had caught the 9/11 terrorists red-handed. So that's the way they pursued this case of someone downloading more than the JSTOR would have preferred.
Yeah, and the prosecutor, it's pretty unusual for the prosecutor to issue a statement. And in the CNET article, it was like, they couldn't get a statement out of them at first. It was like, in deference to the families. It's like, well, no, that's BS. It's in deference to their own careers. But finally, on January 16th, her office did actually have to issue a statement. And part of that was, I must, however, make clear that this office's conduct was appropriate in bringing and handling the case. The career prosecutors handling this matter took on the difficult task of enforcing the law they had taken an oath to uphold and did so reasonably. That is BS. That is so much BS. There's something in the criminal justice system called prosecutorial discretion. As an elected or appointed official, the prosecutor is the most powerful official in the criminal justice system. Prosecutors exercise unfettered discretion deciding who to charge with a crime, what charges to file, when to drop the charges, whether or not to plea bargain, and how to allocate their resources. If you go back to her quote, she was like, oh, we were just upholding the law. We were just, doing whatever. No, that's not true at all. They originally charged him with 4 felonies, and then when he wouldn't go cop to a plea where he pled guilty to these felonies, and it's ultimately up to the judge. The judge can sentence you for 5 years for each felony if they choose. The prosecutor can make a recommendation, but the judge is under no obligation to take that recommendation. They heaped on 13 more felonies, and so he was looking at 35, 50 years in prison as a maximum sentence.
Yeah, and then here comes Carmen, Orwitz with the cape on, and she's like, "Hey, look at me! I'm a star. I'm going to be the governor." She had gubernatorial aspirations, so she really destroyed this kid's life, trying to take this case that seemed like something that was press worthy, high profile, and something that she could use as a political stepping stone. Yeah,
in her own statement about this, she said, "Well, we recommended to the judge a sentence of 6 months in a low security setting." As in part of the plea bargain. But what they don't say there is that the judge is under no obligation. Like, when he pleads guilty to a felony, the judge can sentence him to 5 years.
Yeah, the judge can sentence him 5 years on each count.
Yes.
Because the judge has that's when it becomes the judge's task. It's his discretion, no longer the prosecutor's discretion.
Another quote that she had is that, stealing is stealing, whether you use a computer command or a crowbar. This is exactly the person we need in charge of the Wall Street investigation.
Man, that would never happen. There's so much money involved there, and she's more interested in politics and political gain and monetary gain.
Stealing is stealing, whether you use a computer command or a crowbar.
Yeah. What she means to say is stealing, especially when it can help my political career.
Or unless you're on Wall Street.
Yeah. So I think the entire case is completely despicable. It's really sad to see Aaron Swartz leave. We need people like that in the world. We need more people like that, and less people like this idiot Ortiz. So,
well, there was another attorney in that office, Heyman, and he had another suicide like this. There was a nerd they found that was doing something they shouldn't have done, and blah blah blah. He's like, now, did Aaron break the law here? Maybe. Did he do something unethical? Yeah, it looks that way, but it comes down to terms of service. I mean, it's not in proportion. His crime is on proportion with trespassing or, some other misdemeanor. It's, $100 fine, a jail sentence measured in days, not years.
We do have a representative, Zoe Lockman. She's a Democrat from Silicon Valley, and she just published a draft of some new legislation called Aaron's Law that would no longer make it a crime to violate the terms of service. And that's something that I think we really do need in this country, because how often do we violate the terms of service? Every time nobody reads them, and we probably violate 3 a day. And
is that 3 felonies a day? I mean, that's what they seem to be arguing. I mean, this Lawrence Lessig, I think, said just because we're right, let's nuke them from orbit. That's the attitude, and that is an absolutely unacceptable attitude. And I think that this prosecutor is going to be scrutinized more than they would have expected, thanks to the internet, because the internet has really mobilized.
Well, we do have a couple online petitions, and I would recommend that you guys go on and sign them. There's a petition to remove Orwitz or Ortiz or whatever her name is. That one has 35,000 signatures, so that's now the White House has to take a look at it. And Stephen Heyman, that one only has 4,000 signatures. So I'll put links to both of those petitions. Really, guys, go sign the one for Heyman, because we need to get rid of Heyman. There have been 2 suicides.
The behavior is unbecoming a prosecutor that has discretion in cases like this. We must remind them that they have discretion. This is the zero tolerance BS. This is what zero tolerance gets you. It's like, oh, we were just following the rules. No.
Well, we live in a country where, you just said earlier, it's better to allow criminals to go free than it is to put innocent people behind bars. And that's not the way these people are acting.
That is one of the founding principles of our criminal justice system. And it is something that these people have forgotten.
And we're losing good lives because of it. I'm angry, man. I guess let's calm down and talk about some hardware, shall we?
Yeah.
Anything else to add on this, or?
No, that pretty much cover. I mean, go read it. Go do the research. Look at it. You know,
That's one of the best articles I've seen on CNET in quite a while. So well done.
it's been a developing story. I guess he killed himself this past Saturday. So this is a lot of action in 4 or 5 days.
All right, talking about hardware. V is back on the scene. They've got something interesting here. It's the APC paper. See this? It looks like a little book. You can put it on your bookshelf. No one would even know it's a computer. And inside there, it's $100, which is crazy. And inside there, we've got Android 4.0. We've got a VIA ARM Cortex A9 800 megahertz processor, 512 megabytes of DDR3, and 4 gigabytes of NAND flash memory. And you can use this thing to stream HD video or whatever you want. 1080p resolutions. I would put this in your living room. Why not? Make a little media server. You can start streaming from it. There's plenty of Android apps that will allow you to hook up to your NAS and stream. Pretty cool. I think it's a neat little device for $100. And I also like the fact that you can put it on your bookshelf or something like that, and it doesn't stand out or doesn't look like a computer. I'm kind of into devices that it'd be cool if one of these was a computer. Maybe they're all computers.
We can hollow it out and put a Raspberry Pi in one.
Oh yeah, which one do we hollow out though? I've got the Gideon laying around. Maybe we can hollow that one out.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be good.
Hollow out the Gideon. There's plenty of Gideons floating around. They're in hotels all around. Hardware, we've got a bunch of stuff coming in to do videos on. We've got all these Sigmatech parts over here to do videos on. I'm a big fan of Sigmatech parts. A few months ago, I recommended a Sigmatech in one of our build videos, and people were like, why didn't you recommend the Cooler Master 212 Evo? And I'm like, well, the Sigmatech's pretty much identical, except it's $10 cheaper, so why would I not? So I got a bunch of those in, and I'm going to test them all out, and I'm going to put them head-to-head against some of the similar parts from Cooler Master and Thermaltake and that sort of thing, and just see how good they really are and see if they're,
We're going to take a look at the build quality and the fans and that kind of thing.
So I got a few of those in. We've got some new motherboards coming in, some new graphics cards coming in. Got a new Fractal case, the Defiant XL Revision 2, and I can't wait to play with that one. But this is something that's just been leaked or announced. It's the X79 Dark motherboard from EVGA. Another X79 motherboard from EVGA. The one that they currently have has been getting terrible reviews. Just absolutely terrible reviews. There's a lot of trouble with it. The BIOS is supposedly really awful. I haven't played with it myself, but that's just what I've been reading on the internet. Maybe this one will be different. It's an XL-ATX motherboard. It's massive. We have 6 gigabit per second SATA ports, and then 4 of the 3 gigabit per second SATA ports, 5 16-speed PCI Express. Look at that. And there's also a 4-speed slot. It's just loaded. Look at those VREGs. That's fancy. So maybe we can talk to EVGA into sending us one of those. I'm going to be really sad. I'm sending the GTX 670 that's here on the desk. I'm sending that back this week to the guys at EVGA. So I want to thank EVGA for loaning that to us for the comparison video of the AMD versus the Intel i5-3570K. So thanks a lot, guys, for loaning us the 670. You guys really helped out a lot with that video. So that's my shout to EVGA. Brought to you by Blackwater. Enjoy.
Blackwater, bringing you delicious mountain spring water and third world country takeovers.
They had oil. I'm drinking their oil right now. So the new world record has been set for efficiency in solar cells. By the way, we segued into science without segueing at all. But there's a new world record here for solar cells, and the new world record is 20.4% efficiency. That's pretty good. And we were just talking about this like a week or so ago, how, when I was looking into it, they were like 14 or 15% efficient, and that's, 20% is getting a little better. So that's pretty cool. You guys can check out that article, and they're also flexible. They're thin and flexible, and look how happy this guy is here holding that thing. He's got his blue gloves on. I could put on blue gloves and hold things with a smile. Why am I not inventing things? I don't know. What else is going on in the science world? Oh yeah, the apocalypse. There's no apocalypse. There was none this year, and there will not be an apocalypse in 2036. That's because the Apophis asteroid is not going to come anywhere near us. We're all clear. They've decided that it surely is not going to come anywhere near us. They think maybe, probably, 100% probably.
We've got lots of new data with lots of new, decimal points, and all those decimal points makes us fairly certain it's not going to hit us.
So that's 2 apocalypses. What would you say it was?
Apocalypsi?
Apocalypsi, yeah. I said apocalypses. That's not what it is.
Neither one of those things sound right. You're right. No one ever planned for apocalypse to be plural.
Well, you know what? If I was king, it would be plural. Because we need about 2 apocalypses to fix everything.
Apocalypsos.
Apocalypsos.
Apocalypse, EAUX. There, that's plural.
How about more effective teleportation? We'll be beaming things soon. And guess how they made the breakthrough? With math, of course. That's how you do everything, with math. Language of the universe. Mathematics. So what's interesting about this new mathematics that makes possible better teleportation is it's also going to help in the field of quantum computing. So I'll let you guys read this article here. We've gotten into a lot today. Should we get into this, or?
If you want to. I mean, there was also a breakthrough in, and I forgot to send you the link for this, but there was a breakthrough in being able to measure more data about the position and state of an atom than before. They figured out a way to.
Oh, what university was this? It's basically like Oregon or something university, and they are able to observe quantum phenomenon without actually disturbing it.
Without disturbing it. Much.
Which is probably a lot still.
Yeah, it's well, when you're working on that scale, it's like you're examining everything with basketballs. And so it's like, I'm going to see what the contents of this room are by firing a stream of basketballs into the room.
A random string of basketballs, and they will give us the measurements of the depth and height of the room.
How many? Yeah, it's like, where are the chairs in the room? And just
fire some basketballs in there.
I was like, well, they were over there. I don't know where they are now. I've gone off topic.
Yeah, I don't have any video game stuff for this episode, except for our streaming channel. This is going to be starting soon. We finally finished a lot of this other work I was working on. Made some changes around here.
There's some streaming happening right now.
Yeah. Up there eating while she's streaming. It's so unprofessional. So that's all we have for today. Subscribe down there. And if you subscribe, I will finish this bottle of black stuff. I can't believe I'm drinking black water. It just feels weird. It's like not coffee at all. Anyway. Anything else to add for the closing?
Can't think of anything.
I'm just going to eat.
It's too bad you don't have a banana, because that's the most awkward thing that you could eat on camera.
Make eye contact with the camera.
Yeah, just like...
I do have a banana over there.
That would be kind of funny. Well, we won't make the viewers endure that this week.
No.
But it will come soon. We will punish you.
That's how much we love you. We're just going to harvest your data on Facebook, eat on camera because that's unprofessional, and punish you by eating bananas while making awkward eye contact with you.
Oh, we're going to make them subscribe to user accounts too, optionally, if they want to.
Yeah. Do it. They're all just numbers to us.
You get a little sticker on your account. That's pretty much it.
Oh, the membership thing where they can pay us money?
Yeah.
Yeah, just pay us money to do nothing extra.
And you'll get a sticker that indicates that you paid us money.
You guys know we're being facetious, and we love you guys, and we do everything we can here for you guys, and it's all a community thing, and everything we do is organic. You guys know that already.
Honestly, we turned the graphic settings down on the AMD rig. Really? Really? Come on.
Yeah, I'm not going to say anything because our commenters will take care of all of that for me. I don't have to yell and scream and curse.
Well, actually, hold the outrage and comments until we get the next video, and then you can outrage and comment.
I'll just read theirs.
Yeah. So we discovered something, but you'll find out more about that.
Yeah. All right, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Subscribe, or else I will be sad. Bye-bye.
Or else I will withhold my happiness.
Withhold happiness from the show. They should just call this stuff slurry. I'd drink it in a hurry. It would make me